Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pam and I make videos about beauty, fashion, and lifestyle, all things related to making you feel beautiful from the inside and out. But today, I wanted to dive into the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place. This palette is gorgeous. So I came across this at Ulta and this color sucked me in. I saw it, I wanted it, and it swatched so beautifully, like without even being wet or anything. That was like liquid gold. I could not stop staring at it and I knew immediately that I had to have it. So I wanted to create a look that was a little bit outside my box, a little bit outside my comfort zone. You know, it's so easy to just get caught up in doing neutrals. With the holiday season upon us, I knew that this was the perfect opportunity to go glam. Without any further ado, let's get this tutorial started. To get started on the eye, we're just gonna do a little brow cleanup. I'm gonna take my MAC Studio Fix Concealer and just a BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of clean up this edge, make sure everything looks nice and crisp, because we are going in with a more dramatic look and I don't want to have any strays that might take away from how pretty this eyeshadow look is. Now I'm just going to take my finger and use that to soften up the edges so that there's no harsh lines where that concealer stops. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy eyeshadow brush and Lay and Low Paint Pot from MAC, and I'm just going to use a generous amount of this and push this all over the eye so that we can have a nice even base. This is going to neutralize the skin tone on my eye, and this is also going to work as the base for the eyeshadow to grab all the colors, hold them in place, and make them really pop. Notice I'm taking it kind of on the outer edges as well, because we're going to be blending our eyeshadow out that direction into this inner tear duct. So I'm going to be working from the Jaclyn Hill palette today, and I'm going to go in with the color Creamsicle, and I'm just going in with a Morphe M200 brush, and I'm just going to lightly start to create a little bit of a crease. So we don't have to really like blend this out fully, because we kind of just want to use this as a little place marker for where we're going to be taking our crease, how high it's going to be going, and it's going to help us blend out that edge as well. So I'm going to take the same color into this inner tear duct area and then kind of create the outline of the look we're doing. I'm going to go with this color Enchanted in a BH Cosmetics crease brush. This is a very dense crease brush, and so it really packs on quite a bit of color. We're going to start in the center of the eye, and then windshield wiper motions go side to side. So don't be scared when you first see this part. It is really intimidating, and the color's dark and it doesn't blend out all the way, because you can see it's like skipping on the paint pot. That's what we want. We want that to be grabbing every little particle of powder that we're pushing on top of it. That's how we're going to get the look that we want. So just windshield wiper motions. I'm kind of cradling this inner tear duct right here, and then this outer V right here. I'm really making sure that I isolate product in that area, and then leaving this hollow space in the center open. I dip back into that shadow 2 to 3 times just to make sure we get the desired pigmentation that we really want. And we're going to make sure that we don't take it too far into that yellow crease that we put down first. We want to make sure that we keep a decent amount of product isolated right where we plant it, so that we can actually get that beautiful halo eye effect. We're going to take this e.l.f. brush, which is just like a fluffier pencil brush, and then this Abyss color from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're going to start to add that into the outer V. So now we're really going to darken up this outer section and pop a little bit into that inner tear duct section, and then just kind of go back and forth, basically barely pushing that into the crease and outer V. We don't want it to cover up the green that we did, but we do want it to give it that dimension. Now we're going to go back in with that BH Cosmetics crease brush and just kind of fluff that over the edges of the green and kind of bring that green and black together ever so slightly. Take your time with this part. This part can really make or break your look. So the center part, which looks like the most complicated, is actually the easiest part. And add just a little bit more yellow, and that's just going to kind of soften up that line, because we don't want it to be too harsh. This step, this portion of the eye look, is just really all about taking the color, the brushes, and tweaking it. So you're just going to like blend it out, soften it up, add a little more back into the look if you lose some, go back and forth until you get it exactly how you want it. Now I'm going to take Tarte Shape Tape in light beige, and I'm just going to start to dot this onto the eye and then look up, and where it stops is where I'll be blending out the eyeshadow to. So a flat synthetic brush is going to be really good for this part, because it will not absorb the product. It'll just help you place it. When you blend this part out, go very slowly, like do pats so that you don't push the color around. I want it to be really crisp up here. I'm actually going to go in with an M13 brush from Morphe, and then just use that to get right in there. So the trick is to lean your head back a little bit so that you can really smooth out that area and get a crisper line. I'm just going to take the Mario Badescu setting spray and get my MAC 213 brush pretty saturated. And I'm going to go in now with this amazing color from the Juvia's Place Saharan palette, and I'm going to go in with this color Wodabi, which is this one. Start at the top of that crease and pull down, and that pressing motion is everything. Okay, so this is actually how you get that amazing pigmentation. This is how you can get that center of your eye to just really pop and make the most of your foil shadows. It's one thing to wet them, but it's another thing to like really press. That is such an insane color. This palette is beautiful and the pigmentation is unreal. So now I'm just gonna take this Kia color and this EcoTools fluffy brush, and then I'm just gonna use this shadow to bring the edges of the eye inward towards that beautiful gold green color. Going back in with Enchanted, I'm just adding back a little bit of that darkness that I feel like we might have just lost from blending. You guys, that is so pretty. Just going above this cut crease portion and adding a little bit of green there so it really contrasts against that gold. And final step is just to take that creamsicle color and then soften up the edges. Make sure that it blends effortlessly into the brow. I love this Morphe 200 brush because it's so soft and flexible, so it can follow this area really well. A lot of brushes are kind of firm for that little inner corner, inner eye, and this just does such a good job. We are going to use Tarte Liquid Black Eyeliner to just do a little bit of a wing. I love this pen because I feel like it gets right into that inner eye area that's so hard to get. Okay, so I popped on the Kiss Page Boy lashes and I did a little bit more eyeliner just to really hide that lash line. But what I want to do is take a really small Real Techniques definer brush, and I just want to go in with that same beautiful Wodabi color, and I just want to kind of press this into that halo just to make it really defined and sharp. We can just get that nice sharp contrast that we want. Okay, so now let's move on to the rest of the face. What I'm going to do is just take a little bit of my Smashbox primer water and spritz my skin. For foundation today, I'm going to go with CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. Look how run down this poor little bottle is. I have been going through this foundation like crazy. I use it all the time, and I use it with my sad little kabuki brush. This is an e.l.f. brush that I just broke the handle off to, and I will never not use it. I love it so much. It's just my favorite way to put on foundation. It's like a brush, but then it's so small, so you feel like you're pouncing and you're getting really good application from it. I wanted to do my eyes first because I knew I was going to be dealing with like these smokier tones. Okay, so for concealer, I'm going to go in with the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Concealer in NC50, and I'm just going to use this to warm up the outer edges of my face, where sometimes I tend to look a little gray. Just going to blend that out with the MAC 180 brush. And I prepped the under eye area with this Shiseido Wrinkle Resist 24-Hour Cream. This product, which I think you really can't see because of the lights in here, is insane. So if you don't have, you know, troublesome under eye area and you kind of just want something that's just going to create a nice firm base, especially if your eyelids and around your eyes get oily, this is a great cream for you. It is awesome. It has anti-aging components in it, but I haven't really used it long enough to see the benefit from it. I just really love it under my makeup. I'm just really careful when I take this brush right through here because we don't want to mess up any of our gorgeous eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with that Tarte Shape Tape in the color Light Beige. I know this is way too light for me. I just really want to brighten this under eye area. So I'm just going to take that same brush. I don't mind that it has a little bit of that MAC concealer still left on it. That doesn't bother me. I'm just going to use this to really carefully pounce underneath the eye and lift this entire under eye section. We are going to put makeup underneath the eye, so I don't need to get super close to the lash line, but I do just want a little bit of product there. And I also don't want this to be a really harsh line right here. I like that it's very soft and diffused and you can't tell where the concealer starts and the makeup stops and whatnot. Okay, so I was debating on doing a colored lower lash line. I didn't know if I wanted to go in with the green. I brought one out just in case. This color is Tropical Green by NYX, and it's just this gorgeous color. Oh, that's really awesome. I'm actually really glad I did that. I'm going to smudge it just a little bit lower than those bottom lashes. So pretty. So happy with that. What I'm going to do now is just bake the under eye area. I have some RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm just going to grab a little mini Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just going to pack that underneath the eyes because we're going to smoke that area out. I want to bring some warmth into the look. I want to use this color, Jamila, from this Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to go in with a pencil brush that I actually got from Michael's Arts and Crafts, and I'm just going to take that and push it underneath the lash line and give that green just something a little bit warmer to blend into. How cute is this color too? I cannot wait to use this palette again. I'm just really careful when I'm doing this part too. I don't want to cover up the green. I just want to soften the edges of it. And now for that inner corner highlight, I'm just going to take this beam color right here from the Jaclyn Hill palette and a small little pencil brush, and I'm just going to kind of tap that into this inner corner area, but I don't want it to be very bright or neon, so I'm going to pat that on and then just going to use my finger and soften it up because I don't want it to be very obvious. Since the focus is the center of the lid, I wanted to have something on the inner eye, but I didn't want to take away from how beautiful that is. I'm going to take the Masquerade palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm going to just take these two colors and start to use that as my contour. I love this palette more than life. I think it is insane, and I hope that she comes out, I don't know who Juvia is, but the brand comes out with a contour palette for deeper tones because I just think the pigmentation is so beautiful. I'm going to take MAC Studio Fix powder and NC50, and I'm just going to take a fluffy Real Techniques brush and then just use that to kind of bring in the contour powder color and the rest of my face together. I don't want a very obvious contour with this look because it is so dramatic on the eye that I really wanted the eye to just maintain being the focus feature. Okay, now it is time to dust off the bake, so I'm just going to take this giant Real Techniques brush and then just brush that baked section off. And then to highlight, I'm going to take my MAC 168 brush and this J-Cat Beauty highlighting powder in Moonlight. I'm going to take a little bit of that and dust that on the high planes of my face, and I'm going to bring it down towards my apple too. So I bring my highlight down onto my apple. I know that that's not something everyone else does. Everyone kind of keeps it to this back area, but I just like the way it looks when it's beaming right here in photos. And you guys know that I use eyeshadows as blushes all the time. So I'm going to grab this e.l.f. brush, and we're just going to kind of mix these two together from the Jaclyn Hill palette. These colors are Hunts and Jacks. Dust that onto the apples. Take my powder brush and just kind of soften that up a little bit. Okay, and lastly for lips, I got this super cute little set from Dose of Colors. It's the Let's Get Toasty set from Ulta. Thought it was adorable because I wanted some new liquid lipsticks, but I don't like to commit to the full size of things because I get tired of things really easily. I really want to do this color right here, which is Truffle. So what I'm going to do is just pop that on and then go back in with liner and then go back in with liquid lipstick. I actually want to layer this Heartbreaker color on top of it as well, just to, well, it's a little more brown. Yeah, we'll layer it. I think this is a little more pink than I was expecting. Going in with my Rimmel Cafe a Lot. You guys know this is my Holy Grail lip liner. All right, we're going to give ourselves just a little bit of a finishing spray. And I'm going to zoom you out so we can talk about this look. Okay, so this is the final look that we came up with. I love the way it came out. It makes me so happy. I feel like it's fun colors. I really stepped outside my box, and I really got to use this palette, which I purchased this weekend, and I just cannot stop staring at. This gold color, this greenish gold color right here, just makes me so happy. If you like this look, if you want to see more looks like this where I really step outside the box and play with fun colors and just really go super glam, let me know in the comments. When I ask my friends on Instagram, everyone says they want to see really wearable looks, and that is fun and that's all good and stuff like that, but then at the same time, color is beautiful and it's out there for a reason, and let's just why not get our hands dirty? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, you guys. I'd really love to grow a community here where we share makeup tips and tricks, and you know, it's just fun. It's fun to have curly, chatty makeup talk. Why not? Thank you so much for watching, and